What's up, yo? Your boy is back. Alright, this is my last video of tonight and the last video of 2020. And these videos are going to be uploaded tomorrow, so we're already at the new year, so late upload then. And we're going to talk about the top 50 albums, best albums of the year. Starting with Teenage Fever by Cash Page. Yo, um, I love this album, bro. Cash Page is definitely one of the best artists to hear this year. Oh my goodness. Teenage Fever was pretty much a great album to listen to. Don Toliver's freaking feature on there was so freaking beautiful. Um, Don Toliver does one of the best hooks whenever I hear him in a feature. No joke. I will listen to this album again. This is definitely the most listened album I've ever listened to. Anyway, next up we got "That's What They All Say" by Jack Harlow. This album it has some songs that could have been removed, but Jack Harlow does the singing and the rapping. I do like that. I'm pretty tired today, as you may not notice. I'm not that talkative as I was the last videos. Jack Harlow did a great job on this album. I love the a little baby feature and What's Poppin' is both it's like in two albums. Why? But it's okay. I like that song. I had no problem with it. Jack Harlow is pretty much a really good artist this year. I definitely would listen to this album again. Uh, Next up, we got "Ho, Why Is You Here" by Flo Milli. Flo Milli, yo, she just started this year, and I definitely want. Yo, have you seen her? Have you seen her? Yo, and her flows are really good. I love her voice. This is this is pretty much Daniel Bergoli. This is what Daniel Bergoli would have been if she was black, uh, but Daniel Bergoli is trash. But Flo Milli is pretty much a really great female rapper. I definitely love this album. Her flows are just perfect. I love her voice. I don't know what you expect. I mean, Flo Milli, she's fire. Next up, we got March 15, 2020 by a Childish Gambino. I think this album is really underappreciated. It's so slept on. The production is so incredible. I love Donald's freaking singing. Ariana just Ariana Grande's feature is pretty good on here, even though she didn't do that much. Even 21 Savage. I mean, what do you expect for me to say? I definitely enjoyed this album. Uh, uh, Whenever I want some great beats and everything like that, I listen to this one. Childish Gambino. I really want more music from you next year. Next up, we got "The Saga of Wiz Khalifa" by Wiz Khalifa. Yo, Wiz Khalifa is definitely one of the most overhated rappers out there. I definitely love Wiz Khalifa better than French Montana, and like any other like artist like French Montana. French, I mean, Wiz Khalifa is definitely a great rapper. Uh, uh, I'm not saying he can't rap, but damn, Wiz Khalifa just kills it on every track on this album. And I didn't. I was expecting so many freaking things, but I did not expect it to be incredibly good as the last one, as the last album he released. Yo, that last album he dropped in 2018. Wow. That's why I love Wiz Khalifa. I think he's still overhated to this day. Next up, we got The GOAT by Polo G. Yo, Polo G, a great rapper. I love his singing as well. The features did their thing. Lil Baby, Juice World. Oh my goodness. Rest in peace to the boy, bro. Um, Polo G always like gives us like these kinds of gems that no one no one talks about, and Polo G is definitely is definitely one of the greatest one of the greatest new rappers out here. Definitely, this album's definitely worth the listen. Uh, I, I love it. I love it. I would listen to it again. Next up, we got Heaven or Hell by Don Toliver. Yo, I love Don Toliver's hooks. His singing is so freaking good. I it's like listening to someone in hip hop who you've never heard sing, who's actually a good singer. I think Don Toliver is one of them. Don Toliver, like the production, the whole album. Wow, it's so incredible. Like I will listen to it again. Don Toliver just being chill on the tracks. Ah, just just so freaking good. I will listen to this album again. I definitely need to listen to it nonstop. Next up, we got Shoot for the Stars, Aim for the Moon by The Woo, Pop Smoke. Rest in peace to the boy. I think this album is great as a posthumous album. Yo, it's so sad that artists like Pop Smoke is not here anymore. I definitely, I'm definitely really saddened. Earlier in the year, before all this coronavirus thing started, I'm really sad that Pop Smoke is no longer with us. He definitely deserves the success that he's having right now. The song with French Montana, the French Montana didn't do anything on that track. Pop Smoke totally killed it. um, there's a few issues on this album, but hey, I totally enjoyed the hell out of it. Um, totally worth to listen to. Rest in peace, Pop Smoke. Next up, we got Rich Slave by Young Dolph. Yo, my brother showed me Young Dolph and Key Glock, okay? And I love the freaking flows that a Young Dolph puts in the song, puts in these songs. Like, no joke, I was so enjoying the hell out of this freaking album. Mm, That song with Megan Thee Stallion, poof, fire. Um, that song with freaking Key Glock, fire. I think Young Dolph is still one of the most underrated rappers out there. He's definitely worth to listen to. His music is fire. I definitely enjoy his music as much as I do. It, and nothing else to say. Next up we got Yellow Tape by freaking Key Glock. Yo, uh, though it might be my favorite song. Key Glock is in my honorable mention as well. Um, but this one is definitely better than Son of a Gun. This I love the freaking production. Just like in Young Dolph's freaking album, uh, his flows and his rapping totally on point. I enjoyed the hell out of it. My brother showed me this freaking album, and I say, "Yo, that shit hot." Yo, I've never enjoyed a rapper, an underrated rapper who's that good as Key Glock, bro. Key Glock, he definitely deserves the recognition. People are just sleeping on him actually. Um, Definitely deserves the recognition. Uh, Next up we got "Misunderstood" by Queen Niger. Queen Niger has one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard, bro. Um, eh, and this album was a big smack to the face for whoever was hating on her, and said that she's a one-hit wonder, and that she almost can't sing. It's a big slap to the face. Uh, and the songs with Lil Durk, with oh my god, there's so many features and I can't remember them both. But god damn, this whole album and the production, her voice, complete just completely beautiful, bro. Like I never expected to enjoy an R&B artist as beautiful as this one. And I I would listen to it again because Queen Naija is one of my favorite R&B artists. Next up, we got Ungodly Hour by Chloe X Holly. Chloe and Holly, whatever. I fell in love with their music. This was my first time listening to Chloe X Holly. Um, have you seen them? Have you seen how beautiful they are, bro? Yo, not only they are beautiful, but their voices, uh, they're angels. They're angels. Um, they're they're talented. I definitely love their music. I definitely enjoyed the hell out of this freaking album, and I will listen to it again. Like straight up, um, Chloe and Holly. It's what you expect from them. Um, Next up, we got Future Nostalgia by Dua Lipa. Yo, I don't even think I have to say anything about this album. Yo, Dua Lipa. Uh, Hold up. ¿Qué manda? Ah, sorry, guys. But Dua Lipa's production on here, wow, yo, I've been in love with her music ever since she started, bro. I've been repeating her music nonstop. I like her voice on when she cracks, when her voice cracks, it kind of sounds uh, a little off, but once you get used to her voice cracks, it kind of it does sound kind of better, right? But production wise, and it's just this whole album is such a freaking bop. Um, wow, I'm impressed by how Dua Lipa has worked on this album. Next on the list, we got Heaven and Hell by Ava Max. Yo, her voice is so freaking good. It's so strong too. Like, have you heard Kings and Queens? Yeah, that song is a freaking banger. I love the production on this freaking album. Um, it hits so freaking hard too. Like you just bop your head all the time, and it never stops. Like the rhythm never stops. Um, it's just so good to listen to it. Like I've been listening to that nonstop. Next up, we got Changes by Justin Bieber. At first, I did hate this album, but I gave it a few listens, and the album is really beautiful. It's a good return from Justin Bieber. I thought it was trash at first, but and I thought it was a big disappointment for me because I love Justin Bieber's music since the beginning, and listening to it again, it grew on me. It totally grew on me. I definitely enjoyed the features. I There's so many songs on here that I definitely can relate to Justin. I I I think the beats are pretty good in my opinion. I remember Fantano saying that it's bland, but we're not gonna talk about that or Fantano right now. Next up, we got "Wonder" by Shawn Mendes. Yo, Shawn, stop sleeping on Shawn Mendes and listen to this album a bunch of times. Shawn Mendes is still talented till this day. Stop sleeping on him. Stop criticizing him of doing the same music. It's his style, all right? The production is pretty different though. I love the freaking production. It's so freaking good. People say it's bland, just like they said with Ed Sheeran's new album number 6 collaborations. But I definitely enjoyed this album so much that I didn't like stop playing it when I first released. Shawn Mendes still has that great voice too, and like I don't know, like Sean is like ever since he started 5 years ago, I definitely I was enjoying every single album he released, and he doesn't miss right now. So yeah. Next up, we got "Everlasting" by Loyal Lobos. She sings in Spanish. She sings on English as well, and it's so freaking beautiful. Like uh, I definitely rock with this, bro. The production just so chill. Totally fits perfect for Loyal or Lobos, and I don't know, like her voice is just so freaking good that that it's so angelic. Like I would just put my headphones in, my two headphones in, and just let her put me to sleep. Just put me to sleep, and uh, it's just so freaking beautiful, bro. Shout out to Loyal Lobos. That's so freaking. That album is so freaking good. Next up on here, we got "Letter to You" by Bruce Springsteen. Now, people people slept on this album because it was political and everything like that. I don't think I didn't have any problems with this album. This album was perfect. Um, Bruce is just singing his ass off, playing his guitar, and his band is just helping him uh, do the songs really well as well. Oh my goodness, this whole album is so freaking good. I would definitely listen to it whenever it comes to political stuff and everything like that. Total beauty. I definitely enjoyed this album, and y'all can sleep on it as much as you can, but goddamn, your music taste is horrendous. Next on the list, we got "Nightmare Vacation" by Rico Nasty. Yo, Rico Nasty. Yo, her energy, her energy, her rapping, the beats go hard. Ayo, I hope Rico Nasty never stops doing music right now because I love her energy. People were calling Rico Nasty a ripoff to Playboy Cardi. How? Playboy Cardi did his own sound. She did her own sound. Stop with these things of for clout, bro. Rico Nasty's energy. She yells. It's so addicting. Like it gets me bopping. I almost went into a seizure whenever it comes to her music. Like, no joke, no joke. I almost went into a seizure, um, because of how hyped this album is, and I almost pulled my neck muscle right there because I was enjoying the hell out of this album. But anyways, Rico Nasty, you did an awesome job. I hope you do more albums like this one as well. Rico, I love you, Rico. Next on the list, we got Queen of the South by Mulatto. Yo, Mulatto has become a big and one of the most popular female artists this year. When she went into that a double XL cipher, she she straight up killed it, bro. She did her thing on there, and a 5 foreign doing the ad libs for her. I see you, big dog. I see you. Mulatto, mulatto. The features did their thing. Mulatto was just flowing, like I don't know what to expect from Mulatto. I love her past albums. I've heard they actually grow on. They actually grow on people, and if you give it a more, if you give it more listens, give them more listens actually, because I remember me getting bored at her music, but I got used to her music when I kept listening to her, and this album definitely was worth the wait of uh, after I don't know how to explain it, but her rapping is just incredible. I love her rapping. She does it well. Her flows, her rapping, her production, fire. Next up, we got the album by Tiana Taylor. Yo, Tiana is definitely. I love her. I love her. Sometimes whenever I listen to her music, it gives me like Jeanette Jackson vibes. Whenever I listen to her, um, and the production on here totally fire. The features did their thing. Um, I don't understand the criticism on this album. They had people had mixed feelings about this album. I definitely enjoyed it first listen. 24 tracks, the whole 24 tracks were really good. And eh, it's long, but definitely a good long ass album. Next up, we got Good News by Megan Thee Stallion. Yo, people are going to say this album was boring, this album was underwhelming. To me, it ain't. I think this album is really cool. Um, I love her flows. She gets me dancing every time I hear her music, and her flows, her rapping. Oh my goodness! It's not because she's beautiful only, but damn, she does. She does really well on the beats. No joke. That's how I feel. You guys might feel different. That's you. Um, she does, in my opinion, she doesn't need to change anything whenever it comes to her music. So stop with these repetitive things you're saying about Meg. All right, it, just just stop. Next up on here, we got Detroit 2 by Big Sean. Big Sean just released an album that is at his best. Yo, I did not expect Big Sean to drop a big album this year. Big, I am a big fan of Big Sean. Big fan of Big Sean. And, lately he was missing, in my opinion. But I listened to the other tracks and his verses are pretty funny now that I listen to it. I thought it was cringe. But listening to this album demonstrates that Big Sean still has that talent at his best in this album. Yo, this album was amazing. I would definitely listen to it. It's an inspiring album to me. I I don't know what else to say, but yo, this was Big Sean at his best. This was Big Sean at his best. Detroit 2 demonstrated that Big Sean is a great artist and still one of the best artists I've ever heard in my whole life. Like I've been following this dude for years, and Detroit 2 is such a good it's such a good album. Like I can't stop saying that because it's so freaking good. Like the whole album, I love it. Like no joke, I love it. There's some songs on here that I don't like, but damn, this is. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. If you don't like it, I don't know how, but next up, we got Unlocked by Denzel Curry and Kenny Beats. Yo, Denzel Curry is one of the best rappers right now. I love his flow. I love his rapping. I know I'm saying this a lot on almost all of these artists, but damn, this guy definitely is talented. Kenny's beats, wow, it definitely fit well for him. The production is so freaking good. Kenny did a well done job with this production. It fit well for Denzel. If Denzel just flowed on them, like it's nothing. Like that's why I love Denzel Curry. Anyways, and next up we got Savage Mode 2 by 21 Savage and Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin wants some more. If your Metro don't trust you, I'ma shoot you. I don't know that one. If your Metro don't trust you, I'ma shoot you. um, this album, not only 21 Savage and Metro killed it, but we had Morgan Freeman talking and giving us messages on this album, and that's what made this album a lot better too. Like 21 improved his rapping since I am better than I was. I am better than I was released. I, I was expecting this album to be great. Since the first Savage Mode, I thought that first one was underwhelming, but I gave it a few more listens, and that album was fire. But this one is definitely better and definitely one of the best albums this year. Metro Boomin, I think Metro Boomin is the best producer, hip hop producer ever, in my opinion. Next up, we got Top by uh, Young Boy Never Broke Again, or NBA Young Boy. Yo, I know he released a lot of albums this year, but I didn't listen to them because I didn't have the time. But when I have the time, I will listen to them. Damn, NBA like released a lot of music this year. I need to catch up. Yo, this whole album was really good. The features like Snoop Dogg, Lil Wayne did their thing. Um, the production and and young boy just freaking flowing and rapping, just so freaking. It's what I expect from a young boy. Uh, he's becoming one of the most popular artists out there, and I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him, and I definitely. I definitely see why, because he does a lot of fire ass music. Next on the list, we got Eternal Take by Lil Uzi Vert. Eternal Take and Lil Uzi Vert versus The World by Lil Uzi. Yo, uh, versus The World 2, actually. Lil Uzi just dropped a banger ass album. I definitely enjoyed this album so freaking much. The production, um, Uzi's freaking flow and singing, wow. This is why Lil Uzi is one of my favorite artists out here right now. I was listening to this album nonstop. Um, the whole album full of bangers. One of the best albums this year. The production is so freaking fire. I don't know who did the production, but shout outs to him, because this is Lil Uzi at one of his best. Uh, uh, and I remember saying that I didn't like uh, Love is Rage 2, but it totally grew on me. Love is Rage. Love is Rage 2 has been one of my favorite Lil Uzi projects I've ever heard. And my favorite song is probably Exhortor Life. It's so catchy. And there's a part two of Exo Tour Life in this album, and it's freaking amazing. Like, uh, I didn't expect much from Lil Uzi Vert, but greatness. It's fire. There's nothing much to talk about than this album is fire. Next up, we got My Turn by Lil Baby. Yo, I remember my brother recommending me to listen to this album because I've never heard of Lil Baby, but I've been hearing his music this whole year, and it's fire. My Turn, the production, the features, Lil Baby himself killed it this year. This is why Lil Baby is one of the best artists out here. Um, I definitely love him. I love his music. I definitely don't know what I was doing, not listening to his music. And I definitely I enjoyed the hell out of this album. Even if it's 20 something songs, yo, that new song of the Black Lives Matter thing, one of his best in my opinion. His new songs are pretty good too. Like, no joke. This is why Lil Baby is one of the biggest artists these years. This is Lil Baby at his best, in my opinion. This is one of his best albums. No joke. If you haven't checked that out, you have to check it out. My Turn. You might think it's underwhelming, and you might think it's trash. That's cool. Whatever. I think it's fire. Um. Next up, we got High Off Life by Future. Yo, Future. the toxicity is real whenever it comes to Future's music. He's so toxic. He doesn't give a shit. I definitely, I definitely can relate with a lot of his songs, and it is his his production and everything like that. Oof. There's not one bad song on here, which is so freaking good. Same with Lil Baby and Lil Uzi Vert's freaking his albums. Uh, like they Future just flows on here like crazy, and I definitely love this album. I listened to it a bunch of times and wow. He's the trap king himself. In my opinion, he is the trap king. Um, Next up, we got featuring Ty Dolla Sign by Ty Dolla Sign. Yo, Ty Dolla Sign just dropped a big project this year. Um, from track 1 to track 25, I was definitely enjoying this freaking album. I love Ty Dolla Sign. He never misses, in my opinion. I love Ty Dolla Sign. I, I love his past work. Ty Dolla Sign is definitely one of those artists who has great voices and great production. I who does not love Ty Dolla Sign? He does. I don't even have no words. My favorite song on there is probably Spicy featuring Post Malone. Um, Post Malone is pretty much one of my favorite pop stars right now. And and that song is such a banger. I love listening to that. Well, not pretty much a banger, it's pretty much a little relaxing. Um, these two collabing together, so freaking good. Uh, like every song on here, freaking fire. All right, we're on the top 20 right now, starting with Chalambo by Janae Aiko. Yo, Janae Aiko. Yo, Janae. Janae has that beautiful ass voice. Janae, I've been following her for so long. I love her music. Her voice, oh my goodness, it's so angelic, bro. I close my eyes every time I hear a song by her. Um, it's nothing but beauty. Uh, Janae just she's beautiful. Her voice is beautiful. Her music is beautiful. People say her music is generic, whatever. I think it's fire. She's one of my favorite R&B. She's one of my favorite female R&B artists. No lie, I love her. I love her to death. Next up, we got No Pressure by Logic. Yo, Logic dropped a freaking great ass album this year. I was I was hoping that it would not be anything like Confessions of a Dangerous Mind and Supermarket. Supermarket was really bad in my opinion, and even Confessions, which I definitely thought that it was disappointing, and his past work like um Young Sinatra's, the four Young Sinatras, the Bobby Tarantino's, the Under Pressure, and the most incredible true story, right? All right, and Everybody, totally fire ass projects by Logic, and Logic had a great comeback from doing this album, and I love it. I love it. I still listen to it till this day. Logic has inspired me with good music. The messages he gave, I'm going to miss him, bro. I, if he doesn't do any more music, I'm going to miss him. I love Logic. He's one of my favorite rappers to listen to. I'm definitely um sad that he said that he's going to retire, but he's still going on with his life, being with his wife and kid, and doing Twitch streams. I'm really proud of him. He seems like a cool ass dude. I'm so proud of Logic and how far he has come. How could you not love Logic, bro? Anyways, next on the list we got "It Was Good Until It Wasn't" by Kalani. Yo, Kalani, have you all seen Kalani in the Savage Fexty? Oh my god. Yo, Kalani is my favorite R&B, female R&B artist. Straight up, totally one. Totally my favorite one. Nobody can top her in my opinion. I definitely love her music. I've been following her since day one. Uh, some a lot of her music just gives me a lot of emotions, uh, and there's a lot of things in common between us. I yeah, Kalani, I love her voice. She has an angelic voice. Uh, it, if there's a possibility that she might release another great album next year, I'm definitely listening to it because Kalani never misses, in my opinion. I mean, she started 6 or 5 years ago, and she hasn't missed yet. But I'm pretty sure she's not going to miss. Anyways, next up on the list we got Manic by Halsey. At first, I did not like this album a lot, but I gave it a few. I gave it a lot more listens. I fell in love with it. Halsey has been the most listenable alternative artist I've heard in my life. Um, I've been listening to her nonstop this year. For some reason, after the first listen, I was I was listening to it nonstop. I was I was loving it. Like no joke, Halsey, I love her voice. She's my favorite alternative artist of all time in my right now because again, her voice, the production they put for her. People think it's generic pop. People think that pop music is dead, but I don't care. I think it's still alive in my opinion. It's mostly pop and alternative, which I totally love. I definitely love this freaking album to death. I listen to it till this day. So beautiful. Um, and next up we got Nectar by Joji. Yo, Joji just dropped a freaking beautiful ass album. Whoever heard Joji, it got him singing like an angel right now. Um, if they heard him again, he's definitely going to express his feelings and 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 I love the production on here, bro. Yo, have you heard Joji's like past work? Yo, I never thought that an artist like Joji would be as great as he is right now. Uh, this is my favorite alternative album right now. Um, the features, uh, well, Diplo, Diplo did a beat production on one of the songs, and Lil Yachty was in there, but he actually did pretty well. Um, I had no problems with this album. This whole album is so freaking great. Uh, I will listen to it again. It's so freaking good. Next up, we got Smile by Katy Perry. Now, people have been criticizing this album, saying that it's one of the worst albums this year. I definitely disagree. Katy Perry is still amazing to this day. I think this album is definitely underappreciated. Um, I definitely don't get the hate, but I enjoyed the hell out of this album. It's so freaking good. I love the production on here. Well, some of the production I did love. Um, Katie is expressing her feelings on a lot of these songs. Like it's definitely worth the wait. After her last one, her last album, I definitely forgot the name, but I do listen to it as well. Um, yeah, it's so good. Um, Next up, we got The Brightest Blue by Ellie Goulding. Yo, it's been 5 years since Ellie Goulding dropped an album. And I was waiting for her to drop an album for so long that it was finally here. Yo, have you seen Ellie Goulding? How beautiful she is. How beautiful her voice is. Yo, I'm a diehard Ellie Goulding fan. I will never forget an artist like her. She is definitely one of the best female artists I've ever heard in my whole entire life. Her voice is so angelic. I love the production that they put on here for her. It was definitely worth the wait and I still listen to this album so freaking much that I felt I am in love with it ever since it came out. Next up, we got Calm by 5 Seconds of Summer. Yo, 5 Seconds of Summer never miss. I definitely love this freaking album so much. Uh, it's rock and pop, and I love that. Red desert, if you, I died deeper for you. Yo, Red Desert is pretty much one of my favorite songs by them. This whole album is amazing. Yo, I remember seeing them here in Albuquerque in Isleta. That was one of the greatest moments I've ever had. 5 Seconds of Summer is still a great band to this day, and they demonstrated that with this Calm album. Next up on the list, we got Plastic Hearts by Miley Cyrus. Yo, Miley Cyrus has disappointed me with Miley Cyrus and her pets, but now with her new EP. Well, I get why people didn't like that EP, but it's just that it's not her style and everything. But I personally enjoyed it. Plastic Hearts, yo, gets me back to those rock moments, and it has an 80s vibe and with Midnight Sky. Yo, Billy Idol is in here. Dua Lipa is in here. Yo, I didn't I did not expect this album to be great. And and even though that Miley Cyrus has a deep voice, she has a strong ass voice. Like not only that, the the production so freaking good. Like it fits Miley so freaking well. Have you seen her blue eyes? Yo, I know she's crazy, but I love her blue eyes. I love her. I don't care how crazy she is. She's still beautiful. Um, her voice is still so freaking good. She's still an amazing artist till this day. Next on the list, we got Positions by Ariana Grande. Yo, Ari, keep doing what you're doing. I cannot survive without your music. You're my favorite singer ever. Ariana Ariana is still a great artist till this day. People say it's her weakest. This is her weakest project right now, but it's just a matter of listening to it, and it'll grow on you. That's it. I personally enjoyed the album first listen, but listening to it again, I still love it, and I see why people don't like it, but I mean, I'm a big fan of Ariana, and since the beginning, so I love her voice. I love the production. I love the features. The Weeknd killed his feature. Doja Cat could have done a little bit more, but hey, she did pretty well too. Ty Dolla Sign, Ty Dolla Sign did absolutely well on that on his feature, and everything about this album is beautiful. Um, and next, we're on the top 10 now. Next on the list, we got Chromatica by Lady Gaga. Yo, Lady Gaga dropped a banger ass album, and ever since Stupid Love came out, I knew this album was going to be good. And Rain on Me was so freaking good. Ariana killed that freaking her freaking verse. Um, uh, um, Lady Gaga is just singing her ass off. The production is it just hits like oh my goodness. I love the disco. I love the disco feelings on that album. Next on the list, we got Confetti by Little Mix. Yo, Little Mix, one of the most underrated pop groups ever. I love Little Mix. I've been following these girls for so long. It's so sad that Jessie Nelson decided to quit the group. It's not going to be the same without her, but I still love them till this day. They did an absolute beautiful work with this album. This album hits. It's so freaking good. I love the freaking production. The sing They sing so well. I love it. I love it. I still listen to Confetti for so many times. Chromatica, Positions. Those freaking albums are great. Even the Miley Cyrus one. Uh, Next on the list, we got Disco by Kylie Minogue. Yo, Kylie, Kylie started in the 80s, and she has never missed an album before. Never. And this album still demonstrates that she still has it. Her voice has never changed. It gets me to the 80s vibe. And Disco is pretty much a banger of an album. I'll never experience a great pop album as this one this year. Yo, well, well, there's only one more pop album I forgot to talk about, but this album is one of the best pop albums I've ever heard in my life. And Kylie Minogue never misses. Next on the list, we got Man on the Moon 3, The Chosen by Kid Cudi. Yo, Kid Cudi sounding like Travis Scott on here. I love that. It's too bad that Travis Scott isn't on this album, but hey, um, uh, Kid Cudi, I love Kid Cudi. Yeah, who does not love Kid Cudi? I love him. Um, I Speeding Bullet to Heaven is pretty much my least favorite album, but hey, that album is pretty good. It kind of grew on me after the first listen. Um, and Man on the Moon was definitely Man on the Moon 3 was definitely worth the wait after 10 years of waiting. Uh, uh, yo, um, I definitely it was definitely worth the wait. His daughter said to be continued on the freaking last song. Is it a continuation of Man on the Moon? We shall see. All right, next on the list, the rap album of the year. We got Burden of the Proof by Benny the Butcher. Yo, Benny the Butcher is one of the greatest rap artists ever. I definitely enjoyed the hell out of this freaking album. The whole album is so freaking good. Rap album of the year. I don't care what none of y'all say. This is the best rap album ever. This year, actually. Oh my god, his flows. Whenever Benny goes in, whoo, he goes in hard, bro. yo, the features like Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, everybody, they just do their thing. Even Benny the Butcher himself. Yo, I'm gonna listen to that album a lot. Next up, we got Power Up by AC/DC. Yo, AC/DC released the best rock album ever. This year, actually. Yo, you're not going to deny that AC/DC is still one of the best bands out there. They just dropped a fire rock ass album. Ah! Yo, I've been messing with their music a whole lot. There's no bad song on here. It was definitely worth the listen. Um, and definitely worth the wait because it was a long time since their last album it came out. Uh, wow. I'm still impressed by AC/DC. Next up, we got Circles by Mac Miller. Yo, Mac Miller, rest in peace, bro. It's too bad that he passed away. I definitely was so saddened that he had to pass away. Uh, the drugs, they kill. Um, he gave us a they gave us a great last album, posthumous album. I mean, uh, it's sad, bro. Like, and thanks to Mac Miller, he helped me with my mental health and everything like that. He definitely gave me a lot of hope after listening to this one. Like, I wish I had a vinyl of him, bro. Um, it would have been great. I should get one actually. Next on the list we got Legends Never Die by Juice World. Juice World, bro. Um, it another sad death that I didn't expect. I Another posthumous album that I really love, bro. This is the whenever it comes to depression, mental health, and everything like that, this is the best album to listen to. I I pretty much I miss Juice World. This album demonstrates that he was a great artist. He had a voice of an angel. He rapped so freaking good. A a, a great freestyler. Yo, rest in peace to the legend. Rest in peace, Juice World. Much love to Allie, his freaking girlfriend. Um, 999 Forever. Uh, the best album in the U.S. After Hours by The Weeknd. Yo, I don't even have to say anything. Uh, then this album is is so freaking good. I love this freaking album. Um, I've been a fan of The Weeknd ever since Beauty Behind the Madness. I've heard House of Balloons. Uh, Actually, his old work is never. They never beat the. Nothing ever beats Trilogy and Kissland. Um, After Hours was definitely worth the wait. After 2 years of Abel releasing uh, My Dear Melancholy EP, bro. Um, had this. We had a me and Abel. We have lots in common. I definitely love this album. I listen to it till this day. Um, my favorite song is Faith. Yo, Faith. It's a freaking banger, and the lyrics hit hard on that one. But if I Odi, I want you to Odi right beside me. I want you to follow right behind me. I want you to hold me while I'm smiling, while I'm dying. Ay, ama. Todavía estoy. Uh, Sorry about that, guys. My mom wants us to take a picture. I'm almost done though. So yeah, that song is so freaking good. Um, and my favorite album of this year, Hotspot by Pet Shop Boys. I said this before, I say it again. They're my favorite group or band. This is definitely worth the wait after releasing Super. I love Super. I want to see them on concert if it's possible. So if you guys didn't like this album, first listen to it a few more times, and you'll love it. I definitely love it. Pet Shop Boys never miss, in my opinion. They are my they are my favorite group. Anyways, New Year is about to come. We're only 1 minute away. Um, Leave a like if you guys want more of these kinds of videos. Reactions are coming soon, and reviews as well, movie reviews, and just be waiting for that, guys. All right, guys. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell to get notified for new videos. I'll see you guys in the next one. Remember to leave a like, subscribe if you guys have not. Let me know what albums did you like this year in the comments below. All right, I'll see you guys next time. It's time for me to dip. Stay hot, guys.